Hello everyone, welcome to Victoria's Cantina. Today we're having a look at the DC Collectibles Trinity War 3-pack. Now this set, based on the new 52 character designs, is a very interesting set. We have seen these figures before in slightly different forms. Each of these characters was originally released as an individually packaged figure. However, each of these figures is different to varying degrees from the original releases, and we will go ahead and look at those one at a time. But first, let me go ahead and show you the packaging. The packaging is nice. It's reminiscent of the individually carded releases of these characters. All three figures are displayed nicely in the package. You get a rendering of the three characters in this set, as you can see, and we also are treated to a look at the upcoming Superheroes versus Supervillains set, which will be coming out apparently late in November. So I don't have any of the characters in here other than Batman, so as you can see, Batman has more of a metallic looking suit, so I'm looking forward to getting him. He'll go along with this new Superman figure that I'm about to show you. And Flash and Aquaman, I think Aquaman has a new sculpt for the head, and both of them look more metallic also than the original releases, so this might be a nice set for me to get. And also Catwoman, of course, she looks pretty awesome. Other characters, the villains, I'm not too interested in those, so if I do get this set, I'll probably part ways with them. So let's start off with Batman. Now, Batman is slightly different from the original single packaged release. I thought they were going to be the exact same figure, but they're all actually a little bit different, and I will show you exactly how so. Upon first glance, both Batmen are about the same in terms of appearance. However, if you were to look at these in person, you would see that the Trinity War 3-pack figure actually has a very slightly darker suit. It's not very apparent on camera, but again, if you were to hold him in hand, you would be able to see the difference. The other notable difference is that the belts are different between the two figures. For the Trinity War 3-pack Batman, he has more of a yellowish looking belt, whereas the single carded Batman, he has more of a gold looking belt. From the back side, both figures are roughly about the same. I would say that the one from the Trinity War 3-pack might have somewhat of a darker cape to it that's maybe somewhat more glossy, whereas this one, the individually packaged one, looks to me like it's a little bit more of a flat black, but it's a very, very minute difference. And here we have Superman. Now this is quite an obvious difference. As you can see, the originally released figure from last year has a more vibrant blue color to his suit. It's a lighter shade of blue. It's a flat blue, as well as the S symbol, which has a brighter looking yellow. If you compare him to the War Trinity figure, obviously the suit is more of a metallic type look. The boots are metallic. The cape is actually the same. If you compare the cape on both of these guys, there really is no obvious difference other than perhaps the Trinity War 3-pack might have a deeper red to it. Other than that, same thing. Now the head sculpt is also the same. Looking at the two of them, the paint job is probably a little bit better on the Superman. I think that my first one just had a little bit sloppy work to it, but this one isn't perfect by any means either, as you can see. One thing that I thought about the Superman when I first got the regular release version is that he kind of looks like Elvis Presley. And here we have Wonder Woman. The Trinity War Wonder Woman actually has a new head sculpt altogether. Now, as far as other differences go, the Trinity War Wonder Woman has more of a deeper red on her corset, And she also has more of a metallic look in her pants. If you compare the two, you'll be able to see that difference. There's more metallic on her, and the original one is still a little bit shiny, but not quite as much so as the as the Trinity War one. Another thing is the original release had boots that were slightly metallic as well, but not quite as much so as the Trinity War version. Other than that, pretty much the same thing. I think the flesh tone looks about the same. And you also have the fingernails that are still painted red, as you can see, which I thought was a really nice touch on the original figure. One of those little details that they didn't have to do, but they went ahead and did it anyway. Here's a close-up of the two different head sculpts. Now, as you can see, the Trinity War figure, you know, I want to say that maybe it does look like her face is a little bit softer, maybe somewhat more feminine. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. It's definitely different. I think from when you look at her from the side, from like an angled view, you know, perhaps she looks more like Wonder Woman. But, you know, neither one of these captures exactly what we see in the New 52 comic. If anything, I think this one actually has better hair. And maybe this one has a closer facial sculpt. And there's a side profile view. I think overall from the profile, I like the original Wonder Woman better. The new one looks nice too. As you can see, the hair is different on both of them. The original has more of she has like a little bit of a blue tinge to it to kind of give it that more comic book appearance, whereas the War Trinity figure is just solid black. Alright, now which figures do I like better? Now as far as Batman goes, I think I would definitely say that I preferred the new version from the Trinity War 3-pack, and that's because of the darker tinge to the bodysuit. Again, it's very slight. It's not something you would know without comparing the two figures, but it is noticeable. I think I do prefer the belt, though, on the original figure. But all in all, I think I'm going to go with the Trinity War version. As far as Superman goes, I think I'm going to say that I prefer the new version as well, the metallic version. I still like the original. I think it has a very classic look to him, whereas the Trinity War figure is definitely more of a New 52 kind of look to him. Even though the original is more vibrant, the newer figure has what I think is a more truthful appearance to the comic. I don't think I could part with either one, though. I actually like both figures, even though I was kind of trying to decide if I should get rid of one of them. I don't know, it's kind of tough. I think I'll ultimately end up keeping both of them. Now, one thing I'm not too fond of on the New 52 figure, however, is the fact that on the paneling, he has black paint that's been applied in between the panel lining. Now, it looks okay, but I would have preferred if they would have just painted over it, just like they did with the original figure. You can see the lines, but there's no paint in there. The new one looks good. I just think it's a little much, and it would have looked a little bit better if they had just left out that black paint in the panel lining. Oh, and just real quick, there's no sword with the Trinity War 3-pack version, like there was with the original. As far as which I prefer, that's really tough. Out of the three figures, this is the toughest call for me to make. You know, I wasn't originally a fan of the hair on this one. In fact, I think I really do like the hair better on her. But I don't know, there's just something about the face on this one that I prefer over the new one. Yeah, the new one might look a little bit more youthful and a little more pretty, I suppose. But the original just has more of she feels more like Wonder Woman. You can see a confidence in her face that the other one doesn't quite have. She just has more of a mature look to her. Not to mention that even though the new figure might have more of a youthful appearance, This figure was very buff to begin with, as you can see, and I think that the buffness of the actual body suits that Wonder Woman's head sculpt better than this one. So again, hard to say, but I think ultimately I do prefer the original. But just like Superman, of course, I am going to keep both figures. It's just too close. You know, I like them both for different reasons, even though I think I prefer the original just a tad more. So there you have it, the DC Collectibles Trinity War 3-pack featuring Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Until next time, thanks for watching Victoria's Cantina. Bye-bye.